I this idea came to me like in a dream. It was a quick idea, but it wasn't fleshed out. So I was like, oh, that's a good concept for war. So what I did was I talked to my spouse about it one day. We were on our way to Wegmans, if you can believe. Wegmans. This is when we was on Wegmans hard. I'm not even on Wegmans like that hard no more. I mean, I'm over it. But because it takes so long to get in, and the new Giants are just as good. But anyway, so we were on our way to Wegmans, and I was like, I got an idea for this book. And I want to tell you the idea, but I want to tell you the name first, because I'm big on names, guys. Like, I can hear a name in conversation, and it would just inspire me to do a whole series. Like, Silence of the Nine, Black and Ugly, Pipples in the Skirt, when I heard it one time way back in the day. Like, it's certain titles. I'm trying to think of another one that really got me. Oh, Shit List. I knew I had to write a book called Shit List, but I knew I couldn't get it published with it being SHIT. So there are certain titles that go to me. So I said to her when we was walking, I said, look, I got an idea for a book, and I'm going to give you the title. She said, what's the title? I said, War. And at first I was given, okay, but she's done this before. Like, I give a title, and it's like, yeah. But I felt it in my heart. I was like, I really think this is a good title. I said, what's the concept? And I said, two families who are at constant war with each other, but it didn't start out that way. It started out with two friends who loved each other. So when you open War, you get immediately the story of this young guy, young boy. I believe he's under 10 years old, 9 years old. His name is Banks Wells. And he's in the car with his mother. And it's Christmas Eve. And they're driving, and, she about to cash her check at the liquor store. And you can tell she's being real frugal with her money. But she looks over at her son, who's wearing a back brace, and asks him what he wants for dinner. And he's all, I want McDonald's. So she looked at the check that she had in her hand. It wasn't even a really big check. It was a little check. And she realized she couldn't really afford it, but she loved him so much and wanted to make him so happy that she said, okay, we'll do it. She gets out of the car, goes into the liquor store, and is murdered after she cashed her check from somebody who's behind her waiting. And that's a rough beginning. But the reason why I did that rough beginning is I believe, and y'all continue to comment to me. Don't get over here and start getting brand new. I want your comments, because I'm going to be reading them after this. Don't change our format. Just because we're on the Facebook page, I don't want it to change. I want to hear from y'all. If you've read it, let me know. I want to talk to y'all. I want to be communicating. I don't want to come over here and it just be me talking, because y'all know I can talk. But I've always believed that there are certain situations that shape people for the rest of their lives, like tragic moments, whether it be somebody that's close to you died, whether it be some kind of rape or something crazy like that. But I believe that there are certain moments that shape us, and to see his mother be murdered, because he was in the car and he could see her from where he was inside of the car getting murdered, and she mouthed the words, I'm sorry, or I love you, or something like that, and it just took from him. Right after that, though, we meet his friend Mason Louisville. Now, Mason Louisville was the son of a kingpin, so he had plenty of money. So it's summer now. He's walking with Banks. Banks is afraid to walk past these guys in this alley because his shoes are terrible. And they holes in them, they dirty, they are a mess. But Mason is the son of a kingpin. He got money, so he got fresh sneaks on. So he takes his sneaks off and gives him his sneaks to wear so that he wouldn't have to walk through the guys and get joned on. That's what we called it back in the day. I'm from Washington, D.C., but loved in Baltimore. He knew he didn't want to get joned on, so he gave him his sneaks to wear. And immediately you saw how much he loved them. They're both young, both young. And immediately you saw how much he cared about his friend, that he would give him his sneaks and he would walk barefoot, because he wasn't putting on them holy shoes. Matter of fact, he tossed them. He walked barefoot just through the alley, knowing that the guy was going to rag on him, but he didn't care. So I wanted to show what a friendship looks like in the beginning. I wanted you to see that. I wanted you to see these two friends that, but for one situation that occurred with their fathers, they would have been lifelong friends for the rest of their lives. That's what I wanted you to believe, though. That's why I wanted you to believe. I wanted you to believe that that was the storyline. I wanted you to believe that that's all the book was about. Whenever you read my books, I write two different stories at the same time. I write the story that you bought the book for, the one that's on the synopsis, and then I write a story that's underneath it. You know, a story that will have you being like, oh my God, I can't believe that happened. Like, real twist. And that was the underline. When the book came out and it was received the way that it was received, it just made me smile because it told me that, number one, my readers get it. Because my writing has evolved. I'm still Black and Ugly T Styles. I'm still shitless T Styles and all that. But I'm a thriller writer. I love thrillers. I like mindfuck movies and mindfuck books. I like things that you'd be like, oh my God, you know, did that happen? So it was so important for me to do that for you guys. And I'm glad that it was received. So that is the reason why I wrote War. Now it has grown into this monster. And I need y'all help on this. This is the situation I'm gotten into right now. Talk to me, y'all. I want to see your comments. I see you watching, but talk to me. One of the things that I've gotten myself into now, back in the day when I would write books, because my mind, I have so many ideas and they still come, I record them all down. Like, I'll have an idea for a new series in a minute, but I record it all down. But because my mind works so quickly and I have so many different ideas, I was in a situation before where I would hop around series. So I would start Pretty Kings, and after I do Pretty Kings, the first one, I would go into something else because my mind has all these different ideas. War was the first series. It was the first series that I did where I said, I'm just going to ride this book out because I'm enjoying them. And as I put more and more characters in, I started loving it more. So now I'm on Truce 3, which is the 11th book in the series. I've never written a book series this long before, ever. And I can't get enough of them. I'm coming to a point where I believe things are changing based on writing this book. It is very hard for me to write. I'm not saying what is going to happen. I'm just saying, you know, I wrote an outline. I go with my outline, but sometimes my outline goes a different way. And it's scary to me because I love this book so much. What I do know is this. Even though war is possible, that war could come to an end any moment, or the Truce series or the War Saga, however you want to call it, the spinoffs are going to be ridiculous. We got to see Ace and Waleed grow up. We just got to. We got to know what's going on with River and Tinsley. We got to know what's going on with some of these other characters. So it will always be a spinoff. But I am definitely afraid to let this go. I love it that much, guys. I love it that much. So, hey, Nelly, how are you doing? Hi, Cece. Hello. If y'all have any questions, ask me. Nelly says, prime example is Mad from Raunchy. Her whole personality was shaped from a baby. Yes, Nelly, it's so true. And doesn't it happen to us all? Like, we are shaped by things that happen to us, especially, it could go two ways. It could go one way where we're shaped in a positive way. The right person comes into our life and then shapes us, and instead of sticking a gun in somebody's temple or something crazy like that, we, become this motivational speaker, or, this person who helps people. So that, I think that's why I like those kind of stories. My books are what will happen. They're cautionary tales. What can happen in the event we stop giving a fuck about one another? Do you really want these kind of people running around? I know I don't. I don't even want them in my mind sometimes, but they live there. Hi, Vernita. Hi, Vernita. Yes, Nelly, the twist. Yes, I wanted to make sure I twisted. And I had tried my best. Like in the beginning, I was so mad because people was reviewing the War book, the first one, and they was giving a twist away. And I'm thinking to myself, why are they doing that? Don't ruin it for other people, but, you can't control everything. You can just hope that everybody don't read the reviews and that they just get the synopsis and say, okay, this is the ride I want to take. But yeah, they was trying to destroy it for people, but it was crazy. Hello. JD says, I turned my friend in prison onto war. He showed his friends, and now they are in there going crazy for your work. Thank you so much. I had somebody, I know folks are getting tired of me talking about the Clubhouse, child. And maybe at one point I will. Maybe they going to shut me down or something. Anything ridiculous happen. I don't know. But I had somebody in the Clubhouse who was talking about, he's home now, and he was talking about the war series in prison. I hadn't even realized it reached there. And more importantly, that they let him have the book because it got 2 guns on it. But I'm so glad that you did that for me, Jay Denise. I appreciate it because the prisoners, man, my men behind the walls, they are super loyal to me. And I'm forever grateful for them. Forever. Hi, Mike Smooth. Hey, Rachel. Nellie says, our circumstances mostly shapes us into who we ultimately become. Absolutely. So it can go, like I said, a number of ways. We can be where we are a good product of society, or we can be something else, the other thing that we don't want around us. And that's all I write. So people ask me, why did I write stories like how I write? Actually, I don't think nobody asked me that in a long time at this point. It's been a long time. Back in the day, they used to ask me, and it's because that's the story of my heart. That's where I'm from. I'm from the gutter. I'm from the streets. I'm from that. So I got to write where I'm from and what I represent. So, or what I used to represent. I'm a product of that. I was born in Southeast Washington, D.C. And I spent a little time there, and then we moved to Houston, Texas. And I lived in Houston, Texas for a while. And in 5th Ward, we moved around a lot there. Came back here, and then I ended up getting married, and he was living in Ellicott City. So I moved out to Ellicott City with him. And then I liked the Baltimore area so much because right when we moved out there, the Baltimore Ravens had became a team. Fell in love with the Baltimore Ravens, and it was something about them. I really do believe that was the main reason why I did not want to go back to the D.C., PG County area. Fell in love with the Baltimore Ravens. I'm a diehard Baltimore Raven fan. And I just stayed here. And then the love I got, even when my books would come out, like at Mondawmin Mall, they see T Styles' name on the cover, and it didn't even have to do a hard sell. So I just wanted to be where, people really appreciated me and nurtured me. So that's why a lot of my stories are from Baltimore, even though I'm from D.C. People think I'm from Baltimore. No, I just love it so much. Hey, Rachel. War Series is my favorite. Thank you, honey. Nellie says, I hope y'all have read at least the first 5 in the series, because if y'all even start, you're going to get confused. Yes, Nellie, tell them, babies, you can't go in and start grabbing truths and stuff because you're not going to know what's going on. And you're going to mess yourself up because truth starts at a whole different era of the series. So you definitely don't want to be jumping in truths and looking at us like we crazy. You got to read the whole series. Hello. And this is what a lot of people can relate to. Thank you, Danielle. Ursula says, are you writing war with all these series because your fans are demanding it, or are you feel like it just needs to be told a bit more? Ursula, an excellent question. So am I writing a series because my fan base wants it, or is it me? Excellent question. I don't do nothing because nobody want me to do it. I cannot. I'm 47 years old. I'm in the position now where I can say I'm too old for that shit. You know what I'm saying? So folks will say, no, you ain't old enough to say I'm too old for that. Nah, I'm too old to be letting people tell me what to write. I just can't. I won't do it. I write that series because I love it. I'm having a hard time like letting it go because I got the Treason series that's coming out, where I'm bringing a whole new set of characters and I'm building them and I'm shaping these guys to what I want them to be. This family is a family of brothers and sisters who the main brother ended up coveting a situation, and it just brought despair to his family. So that's my next series. So I'm trying to prepare mentally for that. I'm just absolutely, positively in love with the characters of war. Just love them. That was an excellent question. Oh, Nellie answered it too. Thank you. Right, Rachel, you have to start with War One for sure. You have to start with War One. And we don't want to let go either. Yes, Danielle, it just really speaks to me. And it just so happens that at this point, I probably told a lot of you guys, but when I teach how to write a book, I tell people if they don't have any outline, write it. Just free write. That was the first book that I wrote, How to Write a Book in 30 Days. I just say free write the book. Just freestyle and write the book. But when you become a writer and you've written a lot of books, it becomes easier if you do an outline. So I'll do an outline. So I feel like I'm able to get a good grasp on the story. But when you start writing the words to make the book come up to life, it can take on different shape. So it's like I'm reading it for the first time. Like I'm enjoying it. You know what I mean? So, and I'm writing it like to the point where my hands be hurting because I gotta find out what's going to happen next. So I'm really enjoying myself. Now they say, oh, I gotta go, y'all. It's my birthday. Happy birthday. Meeting up with Goon at the spot. Oh, no, child. Don't meet up with Goon. And I'm going to be talking about that, too. If you're just joining me, what I'm going to be doing on this page is going through all of my books. I decided to do War first because that is the book. That's my most recent series. And it is the series that brought my newer readership to me. So a lot of people who didn't know me found me behind the War series. But I'm going through book 1 all the way. So I'm going to be here all the way. Guys, I'm asking you haven't already, please follow me on YouTube because I'm giving you behind the scenes on foolishness. Some stuff good, some stuff not. Like yesterday, if you go to my YouTube channel at T Styles, yesterday I ended up taking some boots back to the DSW. Some shenanigans happened there. We chilled for a little bit and just for foolishness. So please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. You're going to miss a lot of stuff where I'm out in the world. I want to give you the method to all my madness. And when I do my upcoming web series in 2021, I want to show you guys what I do from the beginning to the end. So subscribe to my channel. Subscribe. Because I want to take you from the concept to how to do a web series all the way to shooting. I'm going to be doing all of that. So you won't be able to get any of that if you do not subscribe to my web channel. I want you to know what I look for when I think about leading men. It's typically the same thing that I go through when I'm looking for leading men in my books. There are certain men, because y'all know I write mainly from a male standpoint. My fan base know. That's probably why a lot of people didn't know I was didn't know I was a female, because my characters are so male-based. They're so masculine. So I love writing from that standpoint. I don't know why, I don't know why, when I had Kajel, he's 30 now, by the way. When I had Kajel, he grew up at 18, went out, got married. So he wasn't even like he was in the house long. I don't know why. I just gravitate towards male characters. Maybe because I'm a boy mom. I don't know. But I just gravitate towards them so much that it's just, I don't know. So anyway, there's certain men that I find attractive when I'm writing characters. And I look for those men no matter how bizarre when I'm writing my books. And I can't put the paper or the words to the pen until I get that. The same thing with my web series. I have to make sure that character is attractive, not like physically or like that. I mean, mentally. He has to think like I would think. He has to want something so bad that he'd be willing to strike down the world to get it. I find that very attractive because most people are too afraid to admit what they want. They really are. They're too afraid to admit what they want. So when you get a character who knows what he wants, it's amazing. So I'm going to be going over all that. You guys do not want to miss this. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Type in T Styles. You're going to see the pink head. Subscribe. Hit that bell notification. We're going to have a lot of fun, guys. I'm putting out content every day. I am here to stay. Share my page. Tell a friend. Help me not only do my books and get my books to where I want them to be, but help me, get all the way so that we can finally, some of these books that y'all telling me about that y'all want to see, like on the big screen, we can finally do that. You know, this is how you do it. Help T Styles get to Hollywood. I love you guys so much. Good night, and I will be back tomorrow. Bye.